let's talk about a battle that, well, it probably happens inside you every single day. It's that classic showdown, that quick, exciting spark of motivation versus the slow, steady burn of discipline. We all have these huge goals, right? So why is it so incredibly hard to just stick with it? Let's get into it.
I mean, you know the feeling. You watch some inspiring video, you read a great book, and suddenly you feel like you can conquer the entire world. But then, a few days later, poof, it's gone. That fire just fizzles out and you're right back where you started. What is going on there?
To really unpack this, let's follow the story of a guy named Ethan. Now, Ethan is basically all of us. He's got these amazing dreams and the best intentions you can imagine, but he is completely stuck in this frustrating loop of starting, stopping, and never really getting anywhere. What Ethan's caught in is something we can call the motivation trap. It's this wild roller coaster, right? You get super hyped up, you make these massive promises to yourself, and then the second that initial excitement fades, you fall right off track. And here's what that trap looks like. It starts with that hit of inspiration, maybe a video or a podcast. Then comes the giant unrealistic plan, like, I'm going to study for 6 hours a day. But because it's only powered by a temporary feeling, it lasts maybe a couple of days, max. And that leads right back to the old habits. And honestly, just feeling totally frustrated with yourself. Sound familiar?
But here's the good news. There is another way. And for Ethan, a pretty simple conversation is about to completely change how he sees everything. This is where his friend Ben comes into the picture. See, Ben isn't chasing those huge, flashy bursts of energy. He's actually the total opposite. He's just consistent. He gets up, follows his routine, and makes these small, steady improvements every single day, whether he feels like it or not. Ethan is baffled, so he asks Ben, "What's your secret?" And Ben's answer is simple, but it's a total game changer. He says, "I don't rely on motivation, Ethan. I trust in discipline." And that one sentence reframes the entire problem. So think about it like this. Motivation, it's like a flash of lightning. It's incredibly bright, it's super intense, but then it's gone in an instant. Discipline, on the other hand, is a steady fire. It's not always going to be a huge bonfire, but it burns consistently, day in and day out, no matter what. Okay, so how do you actually build that steady fire? To show Ethan, Ben takes him to meet this wise old fisherman who shares his secrets through a couple of powerful little stories. The fisherman's first rule is simple. He says, look, I come to this river every single day at the exact same time. Not because he's always excited to fish, not because he feels motivated. He comes because it's his job. It's a responsibility. The lesson here is that your actions should be tied to your commitment, not to some random mood you happen to be in. But it's the fisherman's second lesson that really drives home the power of discipline. He points to a grove of bamboo and asks Ethan a really simple question. So the story goes like this. A farmer plants a bamboo seed. He waters and nurtures it every single day. For one whole year, absolutely nothing happens. Year 2, same deal, nothing. Years 3 and 4, still nothing. You'd think it was a total failure, right? But then, in the 5th year, that tree just explodes from the ground, growing an unbelievable 90 feet in just 6 weeks. So was nothing really happening for all those years? Not at all. As the fisherman explains, the tree was spending all that time building this massive, strong root system underground. It was building the foundation it needed for that incredible growth. Hearing these stories, it's like a light switch flips on in Ethan's head. He finally gets it. He understands what he's been doing wrong, and he's ready to turn all this wisdom into real, actual action.
This is his big aha moment. He realizes he's been acting just like a farmer who gives up after a year because he can't see anything growing above the ground. He's been waiting to feel motivated, and he's been expecting to see huge results right away. So, from that day on, he forges a totally new path for himself. And it's really simple, just 3 steps. First, he creates a realistic routine he can stick to. Second, he follows it no matter what, especially on the days he really doesn't feel like it. And third, he stays patient, trusting that he's building his own foundation even when he can't see the progress. And this is the payoff. It wasn't some overnight success story. It was the quiet, steady power of just showing up every day.
Over time, that relentless discipline completely transformed him into one of the most respected and accomplished people in his entire community. So, if we boil all this down, what's the real secret that Ethan learned? It's got nothing to do with grand gestures or those rare bolts of lightning-like inspiration. It's all about the quiet power of doing the small things, again and again.
Ethan, now full of his own wisdom, would later tell people that real success isn't about that one heroic effort. It's not about finding the magic motivation to work for 12 hours straight. That's a total myth.
The true secret, the thing that's at the heart of every great achievement, is just this: doing the small things right over and over every single day. That is the steady fire of discipline, and it will always, always outlast any flash of motivation.
So the question really comes back to you. Don't wait around for that burst of inspiration. Instead, think like that bamboo farmer. What is the one small thing you will commit to today to start building the foundation for your own future?